Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by my sofa shopping friend. It's Mikey G Wolf V3. Hello, Mikey.
You had a better one last night.
I did. I've got the sofa of truth, the sofa of justice, the sofa of peace. But I have yet to break it in.
I bet that doesn't really work as well as the lasso of truth. I mean, it's just like, now, villain, I'll entrap you and you will tell the truth. Hurls a sofa at him.
Yeah, but
tell me what you feel. It's crushing my lungs.
I'm feeling pain and comfort, but mainly pain.
You can
Depends how comfy the sofa Wonder Woman throws, though. Because if it's really comfortable, it might be like, the Tick, where they had the world's most comfortable chair, and the Tick couldn't escape from it.
Plus, there's always a chance she'll just like spear him with the side, which is never comfortable.
No, that's never a good thing. But we're not here to talk about sofas. Well, not just yet. Anyway, we will be. We're here to talk about Transformers, Mr. Mikey. So that's what we're gonna do.
Indeed.
We're gonna start off with some crappy news, potentially crappy news, as Transformers pajamas, boxes, and T-shirts from Peter Alexander. Not a person, but a company. Otherwise, a very, very diligent human being, I would assume, to create all of this. So, as I mentioned, there's pajamas, boxes shorts, I should say, T-shirts for men, children, and babies. No ladies, though. No. Oh, wait, plus a sleep T-shirt for ladies. So, ladies, you only get you only get to dress in your shame for bed. We get to dress in our shame for every day.
One thing. You get one thing.
One thing and nothing else. Apparently, Peter Alexander is a Australian fashion designer. I don't know whereabouts he delivers his clothes to, whether it's around the world or if it's just kept in Australia, but...
perhaps it should be.
But well, I don't know. I think so. I'd have some of this stuff.
Yes, but you're an idiot.
I am. I mean, I'm not arguing with you on that thing. They have a range of 13 different products in total, with designs including artwork of Bumblebee on his own, or with the other core characters from Generation 1, including Optimus Prime and Megatron. One design in particular caught our eye, says the person that wrote this article, uses panels from the original Marvel comic to good effect, they say. It's something cool.
I'm going to pause you there. What's the effect? What is the effect
don't know.
that it is using this for goodness? What is the effect
it
they're
just
trying
seemed like
to
they
achieve?
took comic pages and put it on.
Yes, it does. So what are they trying to accomplish? Is it the feeling of having your underwear actually just be printed panels that will wash out and crack over time to come? Because then technically yes. Because let me tell you, fellas, no matter how cool you think your hobby is, ladies, no matter how cool you think your hobby is, there's no moment where you, in a moment of, at a time of eroticism, remove your clothes, and what greets them is not, Y-fronts or a thong or, any of sort of generic underwear. What greets them is panels from a 1984 comic book.
Yeah.
There is no moment where that will lead to the result you think it was leading towards. Just, ladies, gentlemen, please show some common sense.
I don't know. I had a good image of, like, a lady licking her lips, pulling your pants down real slowly, and then boom, right in front of her, an Optimus Prime panel page. She looks at you dead in the eyes, you wink at her, and she
goes,
slowly...
"Who's Buster Woodwicky?"
No, she slowly just pulls your pants back up and zips it up and walks out. And
yes.
Goodbye, young lady. I will never see you again. I think they look kind of neat, to be honest. They're not a fashion statement, and you'd feel probable shame if you wore them on a night out and you happen to take home a lovely lady or lad with these, but they're fine. The Autobot Decepticon insignia ones are maybe a bit more pleasant, but there are a lot of Autobot and Decepticon insignias on there, like a lot.
They were the really badly placed Decepticon.
Right on the slit, shall we say?
The business area,
the business slot. I kind of wish there was, like, on one cheek, a Decepticon insignia, a big one to cover one whole cheek side, and an Autobot one on the other cheek side, and then up the crack there was like a lightning bolt.
So and someone goes Power Rangers.
Exactly. Well, it could be an explosion, something like that. And you go, ha, it's a fart joke, and,
What about a woman wearing a headless bumblebee?
I'm guessing that's the pajama t-shirt thing. That's a bit weird.
It also looks far too big for her.
I don't know. I don't know how big pajama tops are meant to be. Maybe they are meant to be that big, and you're not meant to wear anything else with them. But I like the lady who's posing with it because she's got her hand up and she's got the face of, no, we're done with this photo shoot. I don't want to do anymore. This is stupid. You promised me I'd be in fashion, not this bollocks.
But you're wearing Bumblebee. What? Why am I wearing a bee?
I'm wearing a what? Yeah, exactly, a what? I did send this to Mr. Dimooch, of course, and Mr. Josh Prez, because I thought even if it is a lady's sleep tee, I think it's one that he could pull off and should. We also, what's the artwork for the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and Megatron boxer shorts? Because it's not Dreamwave.
It's like early IDW Guido Guidi era kind of stuff.
Right, that's what it is.
Because it shows up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's probably very cheap to acquire this stuff.
Yes.
The Bumblebee long sleeve t-shirt is just a bit waz. It's the same Bumblebee from the pants, and then it's just grey and black. We don't have any prices on these things, but these are, I can't imagine they'd be going for a huge amount. I'd wear them because I like being comfortable in stupid Transformers stuff. I'm wearing pajama pants with Autobot and Decepticon insignias all over them, so I can hardly complain about them too much.
You should.
I should, and just be an asshole. Mikey, would you wear these to woo a woman?
I wouldn't even wear these to woo myself.
Oh, wow, that's a shame. I mean, we did see this week what you would look like if you're a woman, so, that could happen.
Frankly, I'm better than all of you. But check my Twitter and Facebook to find out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've got a Flash t-shirt, and it's just a lightning bolt, and it's something I can explain away. That is how far we'll go for nerd clothes.
Oh, see, I just wear whatever I think looks nice. I don't really care. I'm not a fashionable person, so...
And where has that gotten us, Andy?
It's gotten me a podcast, Mike. Well, the fashion hasn't... That would be weird if wearing specific clothing got me a podcast. No. You, boy, I like your t-shirt. That's what Dave said to me the first day we met. Would you like to do a podcast with me? And I went, okay.
Oh, sir, please, this opportunity. I've been dressing for it for so long.
Please, no more beatings, Mr. Wallace. I can't take another bruising. He beat me. Mikey, do you want to take us onto some third-party news?
Yeah, we've got something from Magic Square Toys, and I think this. Yeah, I was going to say this is their first one, but they've got a prototype image of a one that doesn't exist, a sea spray.
Oh, right.
So I'm assuming either they're working on a sea spray and this is their second, or sea spray is going to be their second. But their first is Strongman, a legend scale G1 Huffer who looks like a G1 Huffer with joints. Woo! Yeah, so it's a cartoon style sculpt. Looks pretty basic. Like, I'm not seeing, Iron Factory levels of crazy. Is apparently designed, like, this is weird, right? So they've decided for scale to show him with the hybrid style Optimus Prime.
Okay.
A toy that you will have been lucky to have seen, let alone handled enough to have an idea of its scale.
Yeah, it's a really bizarre little scale, because I had the Galaxy Force one, and it's kind of bigger than a Legends, but not a huge amount bigger.
But
from what I remember.
Not only is it pictured with that, but it's shown that it is designed to work with the hybrid style trailer.
I wonder if that's the only trailer it works with.
I can't think of any other trailer it could work with.
There must be some other tiny Optimus Primes with trailer. But then Legends... Oh, I don't know, Mikey. What about the Hot Soldiers one? Sorry, maybe that would work.
There's also a picture which has vehicle mode, but it also has a Bumblebee and a Sideswipe. Again, I'm assuming these are future projects. And we get to see Sea Spray. I'm just going to get this out of the way. I think we're reaching saturation point with tiny cartoons and or toys, legend scale, third party.
I would say it depends on who's doing them.
Yes, I would say if they're creative, or they're interesting designs, or it's something different, blah, blah, usual spiel. This is literally just the same thing we're getting over and 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 over again. It's just, it's not Optimus time, it's Huffer, which will probably start a whole wave of people doing Huffers.
Will it?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't this on the ride of Huffers? Because we've a lot of people have already done Huffers. Like most of the big
but those
boys,
are
like Fan
masterpiece.
Toys. Oh right,
Yeah,
oh,
but
you just mean smaller scale ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like I've given up on a third-party masterpiece. You know I have. But yeah, it's just hey, can't wait to see everyone doing a Huffer. Although I would laugh if Iron Factory then did the weird IDW one with the goggles.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was an odd time.
It was neater though.
So I'm fairly uninspired by this. It looks competent enough.
Mm.
It's got all the joints in the right place. It looks like it's got a decent spread, some ball joints, some rotation, some hinges, blah blah. I'm just like, cool. He's got an ab crunch. Andy, what are your thoughts? I mean, is it still the Andy Millman era?
I mean, no, not for this guy. To be honest, when I originally saw it, I hadn't read the story completely, so I assumed it was a masterpiece one, and I wondered why it looked so waz. Because I'm so used to thinking that third-party companies are just doing the masterpiece scale. It was pre-programmed into my head to go, oh, Huffer must be masterpiece. Oh, weird. Legend scale, he's fine. The problem is, I think I'm always a guy who prefers the design aesthetics of the Transformers from Season 3. I think they're all much more visually interesting because they just go crazy. They didn't give a shit about vehicles for the most part. I mean, look at Six Shot. He doesn't turn into anything. Not really.
Turns into a wing wolf.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck's a wing wolf? I don't think even in mythology there's a winged wolf. Is there? There must be. That's not mythology. That's another Transformers show. The ancient Greeks talked about Silverbolt and the Beast Wars. Though that would be pretty badass if they did, to be honest. That would be a good history class I would go to. So, you know, when it comes to Huffer, I just look at him and I go, that sure is Huffer. Not one of the ones that interest me. I'm a little bit disturbed by the image that the Magic Square uses for their logo. They use that creepy alien boy from Season 2 or 1.
Oh,
no, Season 2, Child's Play.
The giant.
Yeah, where Soundwave was attacked by a giant cat as well.
I get it. Because in his hands, they're legend scale. We are the giant boy.
Is this at the end of like a really harrowing adventure where everybody's dead and you look to the camera and say, we are the boy?
We were the giant child all along.
Oh my, it could be worse. It could be like the dad with his awful mustache. That was a
Tom
fucking
Selleck.
awful design as well.
That was an awful episode.
It really was. Child's Play is not a good one. Oy. Yeah, I've got nothing good to say about it. It's a thing. I'm much more Iron Factory because at least they do some interesting designs. Apart, their only biggest letdown has been Black Shadow. That's their biggest letdown. They're not completely perfect. There have been hiccups here and there, of course, but that's like compared to other companies, they just keep ticking my box. So should we move on, Mikey?
Yes.
To another company that ticks my box, but I'll just never go for because of money, and you have gone for once. And only once because of money. It's Planet X. We have more unofficial images. Well, they are official images, but of the unofficial Fall of Cybertron Insecticons. These are the prototypes, and we have all three of the guys. We have Sharp Shot, Hard Shell, and Kickback.
Wait, what? In game, they're referred to by those names. Fuck off.
Yeah, they were.
Fuck off. No, still fuck off.
Yeah.
It's Shrapnel, Bombshell, and Kickback.
Yeah.
Just don't be that guy.
Well,
no one likes that guy.
Technically, they are correct.
Technically correct is the worst kind of correct.
Yeah. It was at that awful, for those not aware, it was at that awful time where they just lost most of their names. At least they lost the names for the Insecticons, and no,
Hard Shell.
Didn't they get rid of who was Bombshell? Hard Shell. Didn't they get rid of Bombshell because apparently it was either due to copyright or they didn't want to have a bomb reference.
We always had the theory it was the bomb, but given what they're calling them these days, like we have one that's called Sinner Twin.
Yeah.
And you know the Terracons all have their original names, and I think they worked bomb into something recently, like Bomb Shock. Yeah.
Bomb Shock?
There was a Prime Insecticon called Bomb Shock.
Oh, was that a repaint of the standard Insecticon, the one that was meant
No,
to
that-
be David K?
No, that was the standard Insecticon.
Oh, well.
David
weird.
K never got a release. Hard Shell never got made.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was hard shell. That's stupid, weird stuff.
But Bomb Shock. Yeah, because they lost the... That means there were 2 robots in Prime that were there because they didn't have one copyright.
Weird. I'm waiting for the day where they release Baby Eater Bot. See if they can get that name through. That'd be a good one. Turns into a giant blender. There you go. So we have the images of these 3 dudes. They're unpainted. We have their robot modes and bug modes. You can call their bug modes what they're like. How do you think these have turned out? We don't have anything for scale, but I would assume they're probably semi in scale with Grimlock. I say semi because of the size of Grimlock in that game.
Yeah, he's quite big.
Oh, yeah.
From what I understand, they're going to be about the same size as Starscream.
How big was Starscream? He was Voyager, wasn't he?
Voyager, yeah, because Grimlock is Voyager Plus, like more Ultra.
Yeah.
So yeah, Starscream's about a Voyager, thereabouts.
Okay, I thought they would have actually put these more in Deluxe, let's call it Deluxe Plus because you use Voyager Plus. Deluxe Plus kind of scale, that midway point, since they're quite big toys anyway.
I don't think the Insecticons were shorter than Starscream.
Were they not? Did we ever see them together, though?
No, but I remember we saw Grimlock grab them, and we saw Grimlock grab Starscream.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. We need some people to get images and size comparison them.
Internet, fix.
Yeah, sort it out. You think they've turned out good? We don't see them with weapons, of course, but...
No, we don't. How do I put this? Holy hell.
Yeah, they do some good stuff, don't they?
One, the build quality is going to be excellent. 2, these look amazing. Oh my god, Bombshell is my favorite. Bombshell looks like he's killed before.
He's got really good face sculpt.
Oddly enough, I like his holy nipples. I just can't look away from it. It looks like something's been eating him. Oh, there. His beast mode is hilarious as well. But no, I love these designs anyway. I'd say, oddly enough, the Shrapnel looks the most boring, just because he doesn't have a crazy face. He just has kind of what if Shrapnel's face didn't have the horns.
Yeah, it wasn't a super... it was one of the weaker Fall of Cybertron designs, I would say, because it wasn't super shrapnel-y, I thought. It was good, but it didn't hit those key ticks that I'd want.
I mean, the real question is are they going to be done into the Deluxe Insecticons?
Maybe. I mean, cheap repaint, I suppose.
Yeah, and they do have to get repaints. They've repainted, I think, all the major molds. Mm-hmm. Or at least all the, not all the Dinobots have gotten repaints, but all the ones that inverted commas matter.
Right.
Plus, they got a little bit of extra money when they did paddles. But no, I think this has turned out really, really cool. Planet X they don't just do aesthetics that I like. They do a build quality that I'm really into. It's very chunky.
But not puffy.
No. Also, these toys will probably draw blood.
Yeah, they look like it. They look like they're pointy, and you told me the Grimlock's teeth are quite on the sharp side.
Grimlock's belly is on the sharp side.
It's not a toy that you'd rub on your face in the middle of the night.
Not unless you wanted to look like a cat had just had a horrible nightmare next to your head.
Blood everywhere the morning. What happened, Grimlock?
He then went outside, started scratching the door, so I'd let him out to pee.
You mentioned about the Deluxe Insecticons, if they did do them, I would like them to do different head sculpts to make them more in line with those guys.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And I don't think it would be out of the realms of possibility for them to do, because, Shrapnel's head is not suited for any of those Deluxe Insecticon heads. So, wait and see. I look forward to talking about colored versions when we finally see them. Mikey, hopefully. Do you want to talk to me about the future, or maybe lack thereof, or maybe actual future of the Legends line?
I don't know!
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's no secret that Andy and I love Legends. It's got some of the craziest fiction ever made, and it's also got some of the best toy reuses I think Transformers has ever had. And some of the best repaints. I think as a line, it's just been phenomenal. And Power of the Primes killed it. Killed it dead, held it down, stabbed it multiple times in the chest, then put the knife in the hand and said it was a suicide.
Yeah.
But via Autobase Achi, there is a brief report on this month's Hyper Hobby magazine, which suggests that Takara Tomy will continue with their Transformers Legend line even as they move further along, aligning global properties. The quote is, with respect to the future of the Legend line, there is a description of a plan to continue the series centered around the Takara Tomy Mall. Obviously what this suggests is that Legends will move on to an online exclusive series. This is kind of important because, for instance, does this mean there'll be like a box set or just like an individual release of Buster and Hydra? Does this mean if, say, we get the Dinobots and the Terracons redone into Monstructor, in Japan they'll get Dino King as an exclusive release, etc., etc., etc. I really, really hope this is true. I mean, obviously it'll mean they'll cost an arm and a leg. But, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Apparently they felt they had to clarify that this does not mean Takara Tomy will be redecoing every Power of the Prime toy. They must have had people like freaking out and assuming like the whole line would just go online. It's a short bit of news, but hopefully we'll find out this month at some point.
Yeah, I think we can probably safely say that Buster and Hydra are on the list at the very least to be done.
I mean, I'd be amazed if they weren't. If this was a thing. And there's so many things to do just with the toys we have.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do hope some truth is in this, because, I don't want Legends to go away.
Same.
I don't want Hayato Sakamoto to have to get another job.
The same. I want him to keep doing Transformer stuff. I'm thinking, who else would they do? Because any of the combiners, the Dinobots, I think they'd probably skip because they're probably fine.
Well, let's exclude all the. I don't think they'll redo here's a toy that's been released but with a different paint job. I don't think they'll do the same character.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a chance in hell of that. But I'd say with the Dinobots, gift set of Dino King.
Dino King. Oh, you mean Dino King?
Yeah, I think you're more likely to get stuff like that.
That would be interesting if they did that, to see, one, who they'd cut from the team, because, Dino King, 6, isn't he? He's 6 robots.
Yep.
Who wouldn't be part of that team? There must be one dinosaur that just wouldn't fit. He'd get Kakaryu anyway, so that's
they're the Ankylosaurus, so...
Right, well, he'd have to go. But you'd get Kakaryu, so who cares?
You get Goryu and Kakaryu. We gotta have the boys. But now the question for me is, would this continue the trend of Legends where it's got a heavy amount of retooling? Or would this go redeco only?
I would imagine since it's a mall exclusive. I mean, the mall exclusive we've got shown in the story that, we're covering here is Great Shot, and there's a pretty decent amount of remolding they've done. Wings are redone, chest is redone, heads redone, animal heads redone. So that's a decent amount right there. And the shoulders are done, of course. They're different. So hopefully that would mean, for ones that justify it, they'd do it. Like Buster and Hydra probably wouldn't get any changes because they would just color swaps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jazz is an easy one because you just do him as what's his name? Ricochet.
But would you do...
Or whatever, Stepper.
But would you do him? Since
They always do Stepper.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose it's an easy
Stepper. Stepper is a real thing over there.
Yeah, well...
Or Ricochet, whatever you want to call him.
If that's the case, that's a fair point, and they already have molds for a Target Master they could slap on him, so yeah, that could work. Yeah.
I'd be interested to see if they do anything with the girls.
You mean
Moonracer and Firestar and Alita or whatever?
Yeah.
I'd be very curious. Be interesting.
We still need a Lio Kaiser, Mikey.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. There's a question. Mm-hmm. Japanese Lio Kaiser.
Do it. Come on, Japan.
Do it.
Don't upset me. You missed that. You've betrayed your audience for not releasing the American version at the very least. So you got to put out your own version to make up for it.
Yeah, I mean, then again, we're getting Shuffler back. Make him Big Convoy. But you made Shuffler. You made Shuffler. He's your guy. Yeah, but I want him to be a mammoth.
Yeah, but isn't he cooler?
You made him.
But now he's linked to a better continuity.
True.
He's more interesting.
Mm.
I told someone that,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
were like, I don't want him to be that. I don't want him to be a Beast Wars dude. And I was like, but he's cooler now.
Was it Cybertronian Beast?
No.
Who, listening to their podcast, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a truck knock monkey guy. Oh, Jesus. Hello, 2001.
Some sick calls out to the guys over on transmissions.
How are you enjoying your real player files?
Oh, Jesus.
Your RMs.
I heard you
Real
send
media.
them in a nice question, which was nice of you.
No, it wasn't nice.
Well, it was a thing. I didn't give his dog back, by the by. It's mine. But Mikey, any other thoughts on Takara exclusive stuff? Here's another question. Since it's an exclusive, do you see them doing higher, more expensive figures? Because their Nemesis Prime was fairly expensive, at least on the secondary market. You have to pay when he first came out, I think Mandarake had him for about 10,000, and he's dropped to about 5,000-6,000 ish now. Great Shot's probably gonna sit around 10,000 for a while, and then probably drop to maybe 6,000 ish. I would think.
I'd be surprised if he dropped.
Oh, he will.
be
On
honest.
Mandarake, he will. It always does. You give it enough time. So do you think once in the future that they release, say, like a Buster and Hydra set, will be bumped up because it's an exclusive?
Oh, I think that you're going to see a bit of the, Genom figure arts effect. Where at
Not
least
to
for
that
a
extreme,
while...
at least.
No, nothing will ever get to that extreme again, I hope. Where it was like 3 times the original cost.
Woof.
Ugh. Actually more in some places. I saw it for 4 or 5.
Did you? Jesus, Mikey.
Yep. People are dicks.
Yeah.
But I think they'll certainly be more expensive just because of the limited nature. Yeah, I don't know how bad it'll get, but I would say this is going to be one where if you're buying it on this side of the pond, it's going to be a labor of love, and you're going to have the money where you're not really bothered if you have to spend it.
Yeah, that might be the case. Be interesting to see what they do in the future. Shall we move on, Mikey? Shall I take the next story?
Please do.
Wonderfest 2018 Takara exclusive Nemesis Grimlock, which is a version of the Age of Extinction Grimlock into the Japanese favorite black and purple colors and teal for an evil dinosaur man, will be coming out, as I mentioned, for Wonderfest, and a partial list of exclusives, which is kind of interesting. The mall exclusive items include the LGX God Jinrai figure, which will be 17,280 yen with tax. The Unite Warriors EX Lynx Master for 16,200 yen. The Unite Warriors Megatronia, same price. MP14 Plus, which is Alert, which is the anime colored version, which will be 8,424. And then we've got the MP11NT, MP11ND, which is Thrust and Dirge for both 15,984. And then we've got MP15 and 16E, which is the Cassette Bots versus the Cassette Trons. And then there's also Transformers Movie Nightmare Megatron. Who's that?
I don't know which one that is.
Neither do I. He's a big one. He must be, because he's 14,904 yen. Then there's the event commemorative items, such as MP12 Lambo with special sticker.
Ooh.
No Autobot insignia tampo on the chest.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nemesis Prime. There's the Nemesis Grimlock, which I just mentioned. The MBEX Laserbeak, which I don't know what that is.
I was going to say Masterpiece, but maybe MovieBot?
Masterbeak.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And the LGX Black Convoy, which we were just talking about, which is 6,000 yen. So, some interesting exclusives there, which I think is quite nice. You can get them delivered. I'm sure if you have a special place in Japan, you can get that stuff. A special campaign code will be issued at the event, so that orders placed will be... orders placed for these items will receive 20 times the usual points. It seems like you can get some kind of points and whatnot, so that's cool. So, Mikey, what do you think of Grimlock? Because I don't think there's anything really to talk about the other items unless you're going. And I'm not.
No. I think it's a nice paint job.
Mhm.
Last week I said that the Nemesis Prime was a first release. It turned out it wasn't. Josh Barricade64 can correct me. It's a re-release of an old exclusive that didn't see very wide release, if you know what I mean.
We must have talked about it then, because I was sure, like, when we were talking about it, that we had.
Yeah, I was just looking at it when I first saw it, and I was just like, this must have been done. This must be done, but I couldn't find anything. But I was corrected. And this Grimlock, I know for a fact, came out before.
Did it? Oh, okay. I thought this was new as well myself.
Nope. I remember the comic for this. But yeah, I think it's a nice color scheme. I think there's some very nice. Like, that is a really good black. The teal teeth is a bit odd, but
it's because he's been brushing.
He should probably brush less if it's turning blue. It is kind of like, well, it is that mold, so you gotta be, that mold is problematic. It's not phenomenal. It is very much a Wave 1 movie toy.
Sure. Oh, God, wow, yeah.
But, no, I think it's a neat enough thing. I think it's a good list of exclusives. I could look up Nightmare Megatron, but it's movie toy, and I don't care.
I will say though, if anyone's going, you can pick up me or Mikey, the LG God Jinrai or Scourge from the LG
or Megatronia.
Series. Yeah, or Megatronia. I won't be begrudge that. I would begrudge getting the Lynx Master a bit, because I'd be like, you could have got the good one. Why?
They cost the same amount of money.
Yep.
This is just spite.
I don't want the Lynx Master.
And I have to keep it now because it's a gift.
Exactly. Begrudged gifts. No one's gone, so that's okay for us to say. Mikey,
we could just get a phone call. I bought you one.
Yeah, well.
MBEX Laserbeak. It's the pink bumblebee.
Oh, right, okay. Okay.
That's actually really cool.
It's quite cute. I wish they gave it a different face so it was cuter, but
no, it's got to be the same cute because it's got the red murder eyes.
I just hate that bumblebee face. If it was, I wish it was like super anime. If it was a super anime, granted, it wouldn't be accurate to the movie. But
yeah, I was going to say Laserbeak was just like, kawaii.
Yeah, yes, and what would be wrong with that? That would be great. I would really like that because I'd be like, that is a super cute bumblebee on
because if that was in a Michael Bay movie, it would be more racist, sexist, and uncomfortable than any anime has ever achieved.
Yes, but to be fair, would it really be out of place for a Michael Bay film?
I just don't want him to ruin everything I love.
Oh, but he has and will.
Yeah, well, what was it? He
wants to do a movie.
He was linked to some movie this week that I was Lobo.
That's it. Yep.
He was linked to Lobo.
I was like, no. I don't care for DC stuff, but just DC's had it rough. Please, just stop hurting them.
You need to let their films be. And oh man, I saw something that was like DC female-led films in trouble. I'm just like, there's been one. And it's the good one.
Well, better one.
I think it's a good movie. I honestly do.
No, I wasn't a big fan of it.
Of course you're not. You're a dick.
That's right.
But there is a wide margin between it and literally every other one.
Oh God, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I may not have enjoyed it, but it's better than most of the shit that they've done. Mikey, do you want to take us on anyway to the next story related to a bumblebee?
Yeah, so we've got our first images of a studio series in box. Transformers Studio Series Wave 1 Deluxe Bumblebee showed up over at TCN. This they're saying here it is a remolded deluxe Last Night Bumblebee into a sort of 70s Camaro. On the box it mentions it's Police Chase Bumblebee. So, and it comes with its own stand, which is the sort of construction yard Bumblebee fought Barricade in at night. So, this has been redone it to be classic ye olde piece of crap car Bumblebee. I'm kind of curious about this because if this is this is a redo, there's some interesting stuff going on with the chest transformation. So I am kind of curious.
How curious?
Not super curious.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Kind of curious. But yeah, so other figures on the cross-sell. Kind of. Cross-sell is Stinger, Crowbar, and Ratchet, which we knew were coming. Obviously no word yet on the Voyagers and the Leaders, which, as far as we know, are all new molds. So yeah, Studio Series, presumably still like the sort of, I won't say the main movie line with when Bumblebee comes out, but kind of like the most important one, because Bumblebee will have like hardly any guys in it
Mm.
because they're trying to save money. So yeah, it's interesting enough in its own. Andy,
Yes.
are you overcome with the need for the bee?
No, but I will say this is a lot better than the last time they released this Camaro version of Bumblebee. Remember
Yes.
that toy?
Yes, I had it.
Yeah, yes. So did I.
Do you still have it?
No, I sold it to someone.
Who paid for it?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but someone did buy it with a
Did
load
you
of
take
other ones.
advantage of someone, Andy?
No, they wanted
Did
it.
you-
I said, "Do you really want it?" And they went, "Yes." And I went, "Oh, okay." They even wanted
What?
prototype Starscream as well.
Well, hang on. Were they wearing like a really heavy jacket, hat, and glasses? And you're just like, do I know you? No.
Hang on,
No,
was it you, Mikey? Is this what you're
No.
telling me?
I was thinking it was just like Josh in disguise. All the bumblebees for Josh. All of them.
No matter how terrible,
I will have them all. He's already ordered the headless
I could see that.
t-shirt thing.
I wonder how well this will stand up to the movie model. Like it doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look as good as the Voyager Leader series that they're doing. But I don't know. It looks
Who
better at
knows?
least.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see in time when we see more of that movie, and hopefully are happy that it's not done by Bay.
Yep.
Shall I take us on, Mr. Mikey?
Take us on, Andy.
We had some images, some nice in-hand images of Power of the Primes of Voyager Hunger.
Hunger.
Or Hunger.
Hunger.
Didn't Hunger's name used to not have the U in it?
Oh no, Hunger's had like 5 or 6 different official spellings.
Okay, because I always remember
there's-
Hunger was HUN-GRRR, maybe another R. Add as many R's as you like.
I know there's been a hunger. It's been combined many ways because oddly enough, it's not a name they use much, so I suspect it's one that drops out of copyright relatively often.
And I suppose it's one that you can kind of skirt around easily enough because of the spelling being, let's say, wonky.
Just a tad.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we got in-hand images of this guy, and the last time we saw proper pictures of him was from a convention of some sort.
Yes.
I can't remember which one, but we did see him at a convention, and I remember Mikey wasn't super positive. And
No.
if I remember, they didn't show the chest mode very well. At least they didn't have him with horns.
No, they didn't. It was like weird, to be honest.
Yeah, so now we have a finished version, seemingly, with
Yep.
the terrible stickers placed all over him.
Yep.
And they're still not looking very good at all.
I wonder what's painted underneath those.
Oh, God, I wonder if that's still a thing.
I don't know. Like, apparently someone checked Starscream and found not only were there paint apps, but they were misapplied in their one.
Really? What, the paint apps weren't applied correctly?
They were upside down.
Oh, my... Oh, jeez.
So the things you were never going to see are still there.
See, that
they were
one...
the wrong way.
That makes sense why the sticker was there, because they're like, oh, we fucked it up. Better put something over the top.
What
I
was
don't
the
know.
explanation for the other billion toys in that figure?
That's the real question. Who knows? How do you feel now that you've seen, I guess, finished versions of Hunger? Do you feel better about it? Do you feel about the same?
I kind of the same. I think the base robot mode works. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, this is either a heavy retool of Silverbolt or it's using the exact same transformation skeleton.
Yeah.
Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Right down to how the torso mode works, which is, like as a torso, Silverbolt is kind of genius.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see the compromises. So, for instance, the robot mode, the tail is on the chest, which has shown up in some designs, isn't on all of them, but it really looks awkward to me. Like from any angle but directly the front, it just looks like he's got some sort of horrible growth.
Yeah, well, we all do.
But like the base robot design is actually pretty solid. The beast mode is atrocious.
You're not a fan,
like-
are you?
Oh, it's terrible. It's so incredibly bad.
Mm-hmm.
There are no proportions on nothing is the right size. And it's literally just the robot mode. It's literally just the robot mode. Like you can't even make an argument that it transforms.
He does stand up, but I mean that's kind of what Hunger always did, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck what was always done. Like, guess what? 2018! Engineering! Like, some of the Voyagers in this line, not all, but some, are really letting down the side in terms of the transformation engineering. And because this is clearly a mold that was meant to be a plane, or at least a design that's made for a plane,
seemingly,
they just basically went, what if we lay him down? What if we just laid him down? And we add a little backpack like Scattershot had, but we give him teeny tiny legs. And the giant necks. Oh, it throws me off so much. But no, I don't like the beast mode at all. Will say, though, excellent torso mode.
Yeah, torso is super good.
Really like how that's turned out. I think if the Terracons turn out as well, from what I see, the deluxes will, Abominus will look excellent. He'll look super, super cool. You'll buy repro labels because, my God, would you have to. But yeah, and it's a great transformation for a combiner. It's like so much positive there. It's just it's very rare I'd say, I'm buying this for the torso mode, but if I was buying this, I would be buying this for the torso mode.
Would you be surprised, Mikey, if I told you I find it a shame that he's not more cartoon accurate?
Yes, I believe I would expect you to say that.
Yes, yeah, because I mean, one thing particularly about the head that I think is a shame is Abominus. What's his character, Mikey?
He is a giant death monster who wants to eat your face.
Yeah, how would you describe the robot's combined form here? Like the head sculpt, how would you describe that emotion that he's portraying?
Mild.
Yes, he's very...
I have seen my taxes.
I do not approve.
This is more judgmentalist.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like he needs to be like Masterpiece, Starscream, Skywarp, screaming kind of thing, but I would have liked a little bit more expression to show he's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that would be good. Like a grimace or a fang or something.
Yeah, just like him sneering on
a key.
Yeah, a little bit more than just kind of meh.
Well, guess I'll go smash things.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, I think the Computron's more expressive, and he's got a faceplate.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a mild complaint. I think the robot mode's okay. Like you, it's the shame that the tail's just kind of flopping over the chest. It's very distracting. The backpack, I think, is fine, just on the basis that it seems to fold out to make like a little skirt and seems to fill out the silhouette of the combined torso mode, so that's fine. The robot, the dinosaur mode is certainly a bit lazy, but I can get past that just because the original G1 toy is very much the same, so it's not much of an excuse, I grant you, like you say, Mikey, but I can deal with it, Do you want to take us on, Mikey? Because I think that's all we got to say here.
Yeah, so, as we all know, Pete Sinclair, slightly infamous showrunner of BotCon, and by slightly, I mean, my God, the man seemed like a fucking nightmare, is, of course, going to be running his big robot convention, I think it is just called Pete's Big Robot Convention?
I think so.
At some point.
Yeah.
And he also, last year, he revealed a bunch of late-stage BotCon toys that never made it. This year, it looks like he's probably going to be doing the same thing, because the Robot Convention website has revealed unreleased Transformers Generations Cup, which was an Orion Pax retool. As you know, they did several exclusives from the Orion Pax mold, which was basically just Optimus Prime if he was a lion, Optimus Prime if he was Galvatron, and Optimus Prime if he was an ancient sociopathic racist.
Yeah, they really went to town on that mold, didn't they? For some reason, because it was just, from what I recall, it was fine, but it wasn't like an amazing mold, was it?
No, but it was one of those ones that you could see done into a lot of different characters that had nothing to do with Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I guess.
And, it was kind of like, oh, okay, this is the most boring thing you can do.
Yep.
But, and something the reveals from last year kind of sent me home is that, like, Pete Sinclair and his team came up with some really, really excellent ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And then had a long history of ignoring them.
Like what?
Like Sorry. I would have killed for a Generation Sorry out of the plane mode. Even if it was the Windblade mode, which is flawed, I would have killed for it.
Yeah, yes, I remember that.
The Timelines Beast Wars figures, where you could have had Springer done into Dinobot. The whole range of Titan's Return guys they had at least planned. Oh god, I couldn't. Half of them faded into this, but they had like shelves of great ideas. And then you look back on the BotCons of yesteryear, and you realize that for the most part, apart from some rare examples, they kind of went with the safest, most boring ideas.
You could argue that. Or their own fiction stuff.
Or their own fiction, like Orange Optimus Prime.
Woo!
Yay.
Woo!
Yay. Now, they did some good ones. They did some great ones. They did ones that I will forever covet. But, it is kind of a series of, well, what's the easiest thing we could do that just requires a bit of an easy paint scheme? And this kind of confirms it again, because the first toy they release is what I think looks way better than anything they did with this mold. And way better than anything they released from this era, which is an Orion Pax as Cup, with a whole new head sculpt, with a weird chin thing going on, or cheek thing. Like, it looks like he's kind of like, he looks more primed than G1, actually.
And yeah, I'm not against it. It's not a bad head sculpt.
No. It's a nice head sculpt. The color scheme is excellent, really works in this toy. Of course, I think, if I remember right, the original Cup toy was redone into Orion, so it's a bit poetic there. Yeah, and like they showed a sprue with a bunch of accessories and everything else, and it's all like, yeah, why weren't you releasing these? Why did you go through years of dreck with occasional flare-ups of it? Like, when it flared up, it was amazing, but you always went for the worst idea. It was like, so they had great guys working for BotCon, and then Pete would come in and maybe like he'd probably have like a wingman who had a big mallet or something, knock over all ideas and say, I want to do G2, and I want to do the boring G2.
Yeah,
full of characters you've never heard of.
Or they chose not great molds. Like, they chose Pyro, that's good.
Yeah,
but they chose the Inferno, which I remember people loving, but he was very fat and square.
Yeah, that was a flawed toy. Or like, hey, we're getting the breakdown mold. What are we going to get out of it? Movie Megatron. What?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're doing Battle Trap. Oh, cool. Hey, there's a Blitzwing in that line. Yeah, we're not doing him.
No flywheels for you.
We're doing Pack Rat.
Oh, they do. To be fair, they do love Pat Rat. There's legitimate reason for them to do Pat Rat, because wasn't he like their first exclusive or something like that?
I will let them off in that, but only just.
Sure.
But it was a series of things. Like, for every Flame War, there was, and Beast Wars Megatron and BotCon animated set, which they couldn't fuck up. It's not physically possible.
They could have done. Well,
Derek J. Wyatt and Marty Eisenberg were just like rolling in like every time. I don't want to do this. Punch him in the face. We're doing it!
To be fair, they did slightly fuck it up by having Shattered Glass stuff as accessory pickups as well, instead of being just all.
How many years of fucking Shattered Glass?
Yeah, even in the animated year, there was still some Shattered Glass stuff. Not a huge amount, but...
Why did you care that much about it?
Yeah.
I think in the last year there was a Shattered Glass figure. I'd have to double check. Yeah. Do you know... the Nova Prime? That was Shattered Glass Nova Prime. Which was a reformatted Shattered Glass Optimus reborn by the good version of Unicron.
The good version of Unicron who doesn't eat planets, he spits them out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
and then
I was joking.
Optimus was reformatted into a good Nova Prime. Which basically means that he was more brain wiped than Galvatron. Like, he was Cyclonus levels of, I'm not that guy. But,
weird.
Way to kill oh my god. But again, there were great toys in there sometimes. Like, I still would kill for that Megatron. Oh, Beast Wars Megatron. Oh, I love that toy so much. But yeah, this is cool, apart from my rant. Andy.
Yes.
What do you think of Generations Cup, not Orion?
Like I said, I think the face sculpt on him's pretty neat. It's okay. It doesn't blow my socks off, but it's like, yeah, okay. This looks like a better Cup, young Cup, arguably better young Cup than the young Cup they did for Wings of Liberty.
Didn't they do? No, that was way old. I think he was older because he was the Red Alert mold.
He was, and do you remember the head sculpt for that?
No, that was way before Wings of Liberty. I think it got brought into Wings of Liberty, but it was the head sculpt looked like it was done in Shapeways.
Yeah, it wasn't good, and I think this is a better young Cup than that. Granted,
yes,
there would have been a few years apart between the two molds, but I think this is a better representation of that idea.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go, Mr. Mikey.
Yes.
Shall I take us on?
Yes.
Okay, then, Mikey. Power of the Primes. We have a lot of releases been popping up across the US and slightly sort of, but not really in the UK. In the US, the Prime Masters the Power of the Primes Prime Masters Wave 2 has been spotted, which is, for those not aware, Alpha Trion, Landmine, Alchemist Prime, Alpha Trion with Landmine, and Alchemist Prime with Submarauder. So there's only 2 in that wave.
Yeah.
They are popping up for $4.99 each, so $5. In my opinion, both worth getting. There's no just random no one characters, and $5, that's a good price for them. I think they're cheaper than they are here.
Oh, by a considerable amount.
I can't remember how much they are here, but we'll
Too
talk about
much.
that later. Talking about too much, they also, in America, you guys are getting the Legends figures of Wave 2. And again, for those not aware, that is Tailgate, Autobot Tailgate by the by. Battle Slash and Road Trap, who can combine to become Battle Trap. These are found in a Walmart in Ohio. So that's kind of mid-country-ish. And Mikey, we had those figures released sort of, but not really in Toy Planet, which I still don't think is a proper like Toys R Us toy store. And they were £12.99 or $11.99 and made £12.
About average for a UK release of a Legend.
Well, here in Ohio, they are $9.82.
Oh dear.
Each. So that is a considerable drop in comparison for us here in the UK. I'm interested to know what that is.
I believe Toy Planet is kind of like The Entertainer, where their prices are always ludicrous, though.
Oh right, is that what it is?
I think so, because I think they're one of the ones that gets things slightly early and then bump it up. Because really, these should be showing up in Smiths and Toys R Us, and they're not.
Right.
So.
And by the by, Mikey, the price for these guys in pounds is £7 and 11p.
Oh dear.
So a decent amount cheaper, nearly half price in comparison to UK prices. Nearly half price. I think £7 is a lot more reasonable of a price for these guys. I think £9 is a lot more reasonable price for these guys. Bloody 12, Jesus, that was the price of a deluxe back in my day. Never let it go. Never let it go. We're not done though yet, Mikey, as Wave 2 of the Voyages has also been seen. This time it's been seen in California. Wave 2 of the Voyages includes Hunger, which we mentioned just beforehand, and Elita 1. So America's getting their shit together and getting these figures out surprisingly quickly and early. When did Wave 1 come out for them? Do you remember?
About a month ago now, I suppose.
Yeah, so I thought the usual release schedule for Hasbro was like 3 months between each wave. Right?
It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, like I'm not saying like the countrywide, nationwide distribution is going to be exactly the same because, distribution generally across not only the UK but America as well just seems kind of shitty. But the fact that Wave 2 is already popping up in some places is at least to me, it seems kind of weird to force them out so quickly. Because once Power of the Prime is done, we don't actually know what's coming afterwards.
Yes, there's something about the Bumblebee line maybe taking over for a bit, which I could kind of believe. So maybe they're trying to get Power of the Primes out there relatively quick, so things don't get bogged down. You think it's more of a case of let's rush out Power of the Prime so we can just fill up all shelves with the Bumblebee stuff? It's possible. Then again, the last night didn't sell great, so who knows? It might be a retailer thing, because I could see that. Yes, I could see the retailers being like, if you're going to give us movie stuff, we don't want any other Transformers crap, we just want the movie stuff. Yep, because the movie stuff has that ye olde public effect. Yeah. Yep. Luckily, it's a time where Andy cannot buy anything. Or use that money instead to buy Japanese stuff instead, so that's a plus. Yeah, does it have a price for these guys? No, it doesn't have a price for these guys. But if I look at the picture, it doesn't help. No, it's not there either. Because the price tag underneath Hungar says $9.48, and I'm pretty sure that's not the price of a Voyager. If it is, please send me and Mikey one of these guys. Send me Alita, please. I think she looks way better than Starscream. And she works as a Till All or One Alita.
Yes, I would.
Because she is the size of a house.
Yeah, I would totally take the Alita one as well. Because I can't imagine Japan's going to do anything with her in the Takara exclusive line.
No, I would be surprised. So I just like the idea of having a gigantic murderous woman. I'm slightly disappointed she's not more pink.
Yeah, but I guess at least from this image, from this distance, it kind of almost looks peachy.
Yeah, peachy keen.
Maybe that's deliberate, so you don't have her too close to being our C-ish colors.
I think, to be honest, I think there's a little bit of guys, pink toys don't sell.
Maybe, but we did have Misfire.
He was more on the mauve side of it.
I'm sure that's what the kids have been saying to each other. You got a pink toy. I'll have you know it's way more mauve.
Hunger's closer to the pink.
He is, I suppose.
Yeah,
he's pinky purpley.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I could actually get Alita ones. Not day one because I'm not paying day one prices, but yeah,
I wouldn't say no. I would not say no.
No, yeah, it's one that I wouldn't have to wait for, which would be nice to have another lady robot because they're pretty. I like having them. They're fun. So yeah, America, you're getting some toys and you're getting them in soon. So if you live in America, start putting a bit of cash aside, I suppose, and get ready. And I mean, unless you don't want these. If you don't want these and you think they'll look shit, then maybe put the money away for something else, I guess.
Buy a house.
Yeah, buy a house. I'm not going to buy 2 Voyager figures and 2 Legends figures. Now I can afford a house. And on the release schedule, we do have one release story for the UK here, us boys. Coming from Toy Planet Toy Master, woohoo, we have the Voyagers and Deluxes of Wave 1. Let's see if they've got any prices listed. Oh my god! Well, that's about a standard UK price. What am I saying? The deluxes are $19.99 each, which is, in my opinion, far too much for a deluxe scale Swoop and Sludge. Well, that's just me. And Grimlock is effectively £30.
Yes.
So this
I would say too much because in Ireland they'll be that in euros.
Yeah.
Ideally, unless they keep this crazy movie pricing going.
Yeah, they could do.
And if they do, I'll stand in the shop and I'll point and laugh.
Yeah.
As customers go by, I'll be laughing. As staffs go by, I'll be laughing harder.
I've heard from people like Mr. Tricky from Welcome to Kimia that at this point in time, it's cheaper for you to just buy the stuff online and get it shipped to you from America.
Yep.
Sad to hear that is the case, but if that's the case, and you can't wait, if you can't wait for like sales in the UK, or you can't wait for the prices to drop generally across America, at least just go online and save a bit of money. Because I know some people like the toy hunt. I've never really been into it because it's too much of a waste. But save yourself some money and do it that way, in my opinion. Any thoughts, Mikey? Apart from the looming doom of European prices, or Euro prices, I should say.
Nice to see stuff being released, I suppose. Because I know the Power of the Primes was supposed to be out here. 2 weeks ago, and they still haven't hit the shelves.
No.
And Smith's is doing them, or at least they're up on their website, for €18 and €26.
Eeeh.
Well, that's about 15 quid and 23 quid.
Are they? I'm guessing though they're just going to change the pound and the euro sign around. Though I'm guessing they're going to be selling them for £17.99 though, right?
In pounds maybe, but I can tell you that here in Smith's that they're definitely cheaper than they are in Toy Planet.
Sure.
Which is rare because we tend to be more expensive than you.
Well, that's the thing. So like I say, people, they're out or they're coming out soon. And like Mikey said, they maybe should be hitting actual stores.
Real shops, not your loser stuff.
That's right. In not too distant time. So that's the thing. Mikey, you presented me with a story to end this podcast with, didn't you?
Yeah, a bit random this one. Over on Amazon, there's a listing for Power of the Primes Blastoff, which is the Japanese deluxe Blastoff combiner thing. And this listing has an interesting, because Blastoff is coming with a special edition Power of the Primes Megatronus. So, I'm just reading the thing. So it's Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Blastoff and Megatronus Prime Master. Includes a special edition deluxe Blastoff. So I'm assuming this is going to be Amazon exclusive, but it's down here, Premium Deco. And will include a special edition clear Megatronus Prime Master. Special edition packaging celebrating the Prime Wars trilogy with a collectible set. I'm wondering if this is going to be similar to the RC and Grotusk. Oh! I wonder if Blastoff was originally meant to be in a box set. Include figure, usual kit and caboodle.
Why did you say that about the box set?
Just because, like, all those special releases has the strong whiff of originally, belonging to a box set that never got released.
Are you suggesting that Grotusk, Blastoff, and RC would have been in a box together?
Well, not together, but I think RC and Grotusk are almost certainly from the 2 box sets that never got made.
Okay.
So, especially since they come with 2 exclusive headmasters that are identical to the kind of headmasters that came in the Velocitron and the other one.
I think that's a fair jump.
Yeah, so I think this is interesting. I want to see what this premium deco looks like. I don't really care about having a translucent plastic tiny man who turns into a emblem.
No, it's got teeth though, so it's like you'd have for a headmaster, it would be a giant face of teeth.
Everyone's after having Imperator.
Yeah, they are in this line at the moment, sure.
But Andy, what's your thoughts on Special Edition Blastoff?
When you tell me that he's going to have a special paint job, I'm like, so is this going to be specialer than Japan level, or less than Japan level? And when we've seen RC and Grotusk, I would say their paint jobs are okay. But they aren't on the level of you've wowed me like Legends Overlord kind of wowed me, So, I don't know. I'd still prefer probably to get the Japanese version of the set regardless, just because I prefer the brown chest of the show. And I hadn't bought the rest of Bruticus anyway at this point, so one of those things.
You never know. Maybe they'll do the brown chest of the show.
I don't see how, because it's too late to do that. It was built into the Onslaught toy, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
maybe you could paint it.
No. Because it would never look as good. That's the problem, like, it would never look as good as the actual paint that's on the toys. At least from my experience on painting. I'll be interested to see what they do, what it looks like, and all that jazz, I suppose, at the end of the day. But I don't know. Wait and see. People be pleased. People will be rushing. Like, this will be a hard-ass figure to get. I guarantee you that much.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because everyone will like to properly complete their Bruticus, Brudigooses. I don't know. Whatever you like to call it. Any other news there, Mikey?
No, that's it for me.
Right. Well, now we're on to that part of the show where I look over at you deep into your sensual eyes and I say to you, Mikey, what have you been up to this week? No, I don't say sofa to you.
Sofa.
That's only for the ladies. Come on.
You'll answer the sofa of truth. Oh, God, my organ. But yeah, it's been a quiet enough week. Didn't get anything of note. Oh, I got a book that I'm in.
Woo! Like as a character
cool.
Or as a real human boy?
As in Halter.
Oh, okay.
So that came to me today, so I'm glad to get a copy of that. So yeah, apart from that, just really like tidying up and mining stuff and watching TV. Television wise, we had let's see. We had Kamen Rider Build 22, which is the follow up to last week's introduction of Hazard Rabbit Tank. This is about a very annoying and very good episode.
Okay.
The second half I think is great. It's got a lot of character stuff, a lot of plot, a lot of like it's build. So it's, plot. But there's a pretty decent fight scene at the end. Which is interesting because it opens with a fairly well done fight scene. Just some interesting progression. Introduces Rogue, Kamen Rider Rogue. Very briefly.
Not Night Rogue.
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know. We don't know if it's Night Rogue or if it's just like Stark has a weird sense of humor.
Right.
But it's also like apparently that toy, the crocodile crack bottle, it has loads of electronics in it. I was watching a demo today, and I'm just like, oh wow, that's what I wish they all did because when you turn the top of them, it does something.
Oh, it actually. Oh, that's neat.
So
they should all have done something, like you say.
Yeah, if you get a chance, look it up, and it doesn't have the stupid like moving thing inside.
What do you mean?
The
shaky thing.
Yeah, I hate that. I think it looks so cheap. Like you could do the sound without having that. Like, it just...
I like the idea that on the show they twist the bottle and the guy's just got his hand over his mouth. I'm doing the sound.
Yep. It's not Exade.
Mm.
It's not Gaim. It's not O's. It's not Double. I like it. It's good. It's nice to have good.
Yeah.
But and when it's let be good, it's excellent. It's just sometimes I just feel like it's either rushing through the plot too much or it's desperately hopping from toy to toy. But yeah, new Sentai started today. I haven't watched it yet. I always watched a couple of episodes of new Sentai. I'm not a Sentai guy, but sometimes they grab me. Apparently Q Ranger got really good after I stopped watching it.
I can't believe you with the amount of times I heard people say how much they hate hearing the words lucky.
Apparently he gets completely revamped.
Oh, okay.
But like, it's also like, if you don't like the whole this is really about one person show, this is really about one person.
Okay.
And you know, it's a big team as well. So, what else? Like I said, I've been watching Dragon Ball Super last couple of weeks. Watched a new episode today. Yeah, that was for the most part pretty good.
I think you and Jai need to do a Dragon Ball Super episode of Moonbase Woo Woo.
Like the most rantiest and yet oddly complimentary thing I've ever done. It's just like, oh my god, for so long the show pissed me the fuck off, but then it got kind of good at the end.
I'd be interested to hear it because Jai's watching Super as well at the moment. So,
but yeah, so we get a lot of. Mostly this one's a big fight, which is actually relatively rare because Super does a lot of talking, like more than you'd expect. But it was Android 17's last fight in the tournament. I am surprised by how good Android 17 got as a character. Like, he's this kind of interesting, likable, very hammy, strategic genius. Who, there was one bit where just like, someone's transforming in a really long magical girl thing, and in the middle of it, he shoots them. And then everyone goes, what are you doing? I'm shooting them. They were transforming. Seemed like the best time to do it. And then, like, one of the other guys comes up and says, you have to let them do it. Oh, okay, fine, God. And then he ends up fighting them, and he decides to ham up being a supervillain. And, like, goes full ham. He goes full ham. And I will say, very surprising end. Didn't see that coming. Like, genuinely, did not expect that. On the other hand, we get Jiren's backstory. You know, Jiren, the one who looks like a big grey alien?
Yeah, he looks awful design-wise.
You know what? He is also, in my opinion, the worst major antagonist in Dragon Ball history.
Oh, that's impressive. Worse than Garlic Jr.
Worse than Garlic Jr.
That is... Okay.
Would you like to know why?
Yes.
Because Garlic Jr. has an archetypal character.
Sure.
It's crap, but he's got one.
Hey, he's got
Jiren,
the Spice Boys.
Someone was writing Jiren's character and wrote stoic, and then ran out of ink. So yeah, he is the worst villain. I'll say antagonist. Of Dragon Ball, like major one. Like the arc villains, he is the worst one. He's just bad. I do not care for him. But I think the show is so much more watchable than it was when I left it off the first time, and the second time, and the third time. He's just like he's the only thing that could fuck up the end of it. In all honesty, like the way they're going with the major writing, I think they've got a good ending coming, but he could fuck it up, and I hope he doesn't. But then I told you about this. I stumbled upon a second official dub of Dragon Ball Super in English.
The best dub.
Bang Zoom, which was released in Toonami Asia. Except it's got no Asian actors. Well, it does, but they're Asian actors who are situated in Los Angeles. Its cast is basically everyone you ever heard in a late 90s, early 2000s anime. Everyone. Whether it's Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, 4Kids, Saban, these guys were in it. Including the original, very first 1984 voice of Bulma, who did like 16 episodes and then she did 2 movies and then she never did anything again to do with Bulma. But she's in I think she was like, the first time I heard her, she was in Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, wow.
The blonde lady in that, I think. I think she might have been Rita Repulsa. I can't say that one for sure, but I think she might have been. But It's not actually bad. I've seen clips. I haven't watched the whole thing. Like, there are bad performances in there, but it's more like bad. I feel like bad voice directing.
What?
Yeah, but there's some just like Lex Lang is in that,
Mhm.
and all I know from like Lex Lang is most famous for doing a War Greymon.
Yes. Yeah, he's
I know-
Goku.
He's Goku, and he's like, I'm used to hearing him talk like this, and it's Goku, which is just like, oh wow.
Hearing
Wow.
Goku talk to Beerus and just randomly go, what? Is pretty funny.
What? Yeah, and their Vegeta spent they did 2 seasons, and then like spent 1 season trying to be Chris Sabat, and then spent another season just kind of, I think, just turning into the actor, which sounded way better.
Mm.
But I'm just like, you're not Brian Drummond. You'll never be Brian Drummond. He's better than you. It's weird. There are some bad voices in there, but I kind of prefer their Frieza.
Yeah, he was pretty neat.
He sounds like they went with a very different take on him, which is just like, what if Frieza had completely lost his shit? Oh, there. But yeah, like if you get a chance, Bang Zoom, just check him out. It's interesting. Like if only because 2 American dubs coming out in this day and age is very strange to me.
They only did up to the Golden Freezer arc, though.
Yes, so they literally got cancelled because they were only marketing the worst elements of the show.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, so well. Just get through the other ones quick. Watch Darling in the Franxx episode 5. Interesting episode, kind of some world building stuff, a little bit of character, not much action. But yeah, I'm still liking that show. Violet Evergarden, watched episode 5, I think. Probably the weakest so far, but it wasn't bad. It was a good episode. It was just like every other episode has been kind of like sort of archetypical or stereotypical like character issues that are given a new spin in it because of Violet's perspective. Whereas this was just Princess dreams of her prince. This is literally just that. It was a fairy tale episode. So it's probably the most skippable. Oh, there was something else in there. Started watching a really weird show about gambling called Kakaguri.
Oh, I've heard of that. Ladies getting very aroused and whatnot by gambling. Yeah, I know of it.
Very odd.
I've seen the memes.
There's some very, very, like, I've seen like these weird sporty gambling ones before, where everything's like board games are taken super, super seriously. I won't say much about it until I watch a couple more episodes, but I like the visuals. The visuals are like nuts. Like, really cool. Yeah, I've got a couple of other things I'm looking at, but nothing worth talking about. Yeah, so I didn't buy anything this week. So, Andy, what did you get up to?
I got some shit, yo.
Did you get some shit?
I got a lot of stuff this week. This was the week of Andy getting stuff through the post, in vans, and all that stuff. I got a lot of stuff. Most of my week was spent up doing house stuff, as usual at the moment. And I also went out to buy a sofa. So I went out, found my sofa after searching around, and bought that because my old one was fucking awful, and I've had it delivered, and I'm sitting on it now, and it's lovely and comfortable at the moment, which is nice. My back isn't screaming in agony anymore. Oh, it's hurting a little bit, but I have a feeling it's the back readjusting to what it should be doing rather than what it hasn't been doing for a rather long time. It was really necessary for me to get this, so I'm glad I spent the monies to do that. But that's not really fun stuff. Fun stuff wise, the first thing I got this week was a love package, from Mr. Grufflock, as it had not only Dearest Andy, it said on the front, Dearest Andy, and it also had little stickers of dinosaurs fighting in a wrestling ring together That's
probably Abby.
I thought that, but apparently it was Gruff.
Who as a female is basically Abby. It's very strange.
Your words, not mine.
I look at the photos are there, people. Look it up. Adam Nickel, Facebook. He looks like his fiance.
And what I bought was, or what I gave money for Gruff was, I gave him money for the B&M 6-shot. So he was only 15 beans for 6-shot. And 6-shot's a lot better than I thought he was going to be. I heard kind of stories about him not tabbing together, being pretty loose and all that jazz. But I thought to myself, I wanted to get the Japanese one for a while, but then I thought £15 versus, however much it would cost to import and then not only buy it, but it would guarantee go through import charges. And I thought, it's not worth it. The 15 quid version is perfectly good. His knees are a little bit loose. Like, I wish there was a way to tighten them up, but a lot of the connection things on him are pins, or pin discs and stuff like that. There's not a lot of actual screws that hold him together from what I've seen. Luckily, his arms aren't super floppy like on some people's. Like, unfortunately, Matt's has some pretty floppy arms on his. He's fun. He's fun. He does all of the modes that you'd want him to do, and even the winged wolf mode. I enjoy just kind of flicking him through all the modes every now and again, just for the funsies, and ha 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 joke about upside down submarine that's not totally a gun, that is totally a gun, ha ha ha. Insert joke, end of joke. There we go. Now we've covered that. The headmaster is the most disappointing thing about him. I think the headmaster from Japan is far better, not only because of the paint, but because it looks more like Six Shot. Did we ever find out or decide who the headmaster for Six Shot was meant to be?
It's Jack.
Sorry, it's who?
Jack.
What do you mean, Jack?
Jack.
Okay, are you just saying Jack because you don't know?
No, I know. Headmasters.
Uh-huh.
Planet Master.
Yeah.
Grumdum's best friend.
Oh, the guy he killed. Right, okay.
Yeah.
The guy
Jack,
who's literally in one episode.
Who he whipped to death.
Yeah. Okay,
Called
that's
Jack.
that's who it's meant to be. He's the headmaster for Six Shot, which is a bit stupid.
It's a bit horrific.
Yeah, it's a bit dumb. I don't think any of his modes are like super weak. I mean, it's an updated, more jointed G1 figure, and I'm perfectly okay with that. He does have the shitty stickers on him, but luckily there's not a huge amount of shitty stickers to ruin the toy, unlike most of the Power of the Prime stuff. So, I would also say that his seat guns look to me more like toothpaste tubes. They like the end of the barrels really do remind me of a toothpaste tube, so I imagine him just squirting people with minty fresh gum, which isn't the most threatening thing a ninja consultant can do, but there you go. So yeah, Six Shot, if you can get him for £15, really good figure. Highly recommend. Talking about deals, I went to a B&M while it was next to my sofa shop, and I found that at that time, they had some Titans Return Deluxes in. Which seems to be a new thing at the moment. Whatever wave that Topspin and Preceptor were in, that's the wave they've got.
Yeah. I think that's 4 or 5.
Something like that. And the best thing about it was I found Croc.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So I got Croc for £6.
Nice.
Yes, because I remember the day that Dave came back with a new Croc and he'd paid £20 or £18 for it. Now I get to think smugly to myself, £6. As I rub his lovely head, £6. Oh yeah. He does suffer problems from the fact that he doesn't have great heels to stand up with and all that kind of jazz. But I liked the Skull Cruncher mold for the most part when I got the knockoff version from Weijang, the oversized one. And it's Croc. He's got beautiful colors. I don't care too much for the rendition of him in the comics super hard, but I've always liked his design because it is like late 80s, early 90s trash. And I'm perfectly okay with that. And I mean, Mikey, £6,
Yeah.
I'm even tempted to go back and pick up a Preceptor, because even though I'd like the Japanese version, again, £6, or the one that's slightly more cartoon accurate, that has a very good comic and a not very good ram horn, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably just get the £6 version. Would you say Topspin is worth £6 as well?
Oh my, yes.
Yeah, I might grab him, because again, although I'd like the Target Master, that would literally be the only reason I'd buy the Japanese Topspin.
I kind of want you to pick me up a Preceptor, but only because I want to send it to someone in England.
Okay, if you want me to do that, I can arrange that.
I may be sending you £6 at some point.
Yeah, very good. What else did I get? So that was another thing. Oh, sorry, the other thing that Gruff sent me, because he sent me a little freebie, was he got me one of the Vampire Counts army books from Warhammer. I think it's like 4th or 5th edition. I think because he either had one spare or he just wanted to send me one, so that was very kind of him because I didn't know that was coming. And I like having the army books more so than any of the armies. I like flicking through the lore and looking at the pretty pictures and all that kind of stuff. It's nice.
Right.
It's neat. I also got a Mandarake order, which is my biggest upset of the week, which was Octane.
Ooh.
Which is good. But the problem was, and I think people who follow me on Twitter, plug for my Twitter, CCTFW, would have seen that my Octane's headmaster, the Octane dude, has a massive crack in his shoulder, in one of the shoulders for the Titan Master. It has a giant crack in it. Not to the point where it's fallen off, but it is very noticeable, and both of his arms are loose. Obviously, the one that's cracked is more loose than the other. So that was a big shame because, it didn't say on the condition that was what had happened to the toy. So I had to then contact Mandarake, and they've sent me back at least 1,000 yen. The only problem with that is I had to pay import charges for him anyway. So that was about another £12 on top of him. So that was, again, a bit more of a shame. But it's the first time I've handled the mold. And again, it was a mold that I didn't hear very good things about. Not many people said very nice things about the Optimus Prime when it originally came out, if you remember.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it. I think, again, it's quite fun. The most annoying thing about it is the way that his tail fin in the jet mode goes in between the... Have you handled the mold, Mikey?
Not handled it, no. I just think the jet mode's ugly.
Okay. In the tanker mode, the front of the tanker, those two halves that are obviously his shoulders and forearms and stuff, the tail fin for the plane goes in between that. And it's a little bit finicky to get it at the exact right angle, so everything kind of closes up neatly. And even then, I don't feel that it closes up completely tightly and neatly as it could do. It's better than what I've seen some people's have been, but it's still a little bit on the not great. I don't mind the jet mode not looking amazing because it's a triple changer. So and it's trying to do two very awkward things. I remember the original. I have the original G1 Octane, so I think it does all three modes generally better than that one. But I like it. It's neat. The robot mode is cool and funky. I've got this little tiny Starscream which needs a bow tie. Granted. No, I'm down with it. He's fun. He's a fun and good looking, sexy Transformer, in my opinion. Do I have anything else I want to say about him? I haven't really fiddled with him that much. I've kind of put him in a pose with Starscream kind of sitting on his shoulder going, "Nya ha ha," and that's been about it. I haven't really touched him a huge amount after that, but that's not for any real reason. The stupid shoulder things that pop around his ears, then they don't work for him. It doesn't work. It looks silly. I don't think it really worked for any of the Voyagers, has it?
Not really, no. And,
No.
it's not as unnecessary as it is for the Blitzwing Megatron thing, but it's not great.
No, yeah, it's just there for no particular reason, as far as I can tell. I also got from Kapow, finally. It took a bit more time, but I was talking about it last week. I got Legends Overlord. Both Mega and Giga versions of Overlord, of course. I really like this, Mikey. I'm super pumped that I have this figure. It's so nice. I wasn't super thrilled with the mold when I played with it at Dave's house, but having it in the correct cartoon colors and having the two headmasters, I really love it. Like, the difference between the American version of the tank and the Japanese tank are massive. Like, the Japanese tank has so many more paint apps and it pops way more. And the two different head sculpts give Overlord some nice different looks. I still need to get another UK Overlord to make the Mega Overlord, and also, the Terra version as well. But I really like this. This is great. I'm really pleased. Pleased as punch. Overlord's super good, and I got a cool comic as well with it. A nice big one. Excellent. Too. I've had a decent amount of leaders, which I haven't had in a long, long time. And the last thing I got this week, because I was clearly in Transformers mood, was I got Big Cannon from Open and Play.
Big Cannon. Which one's that?
Big Cannon is the upscaled, redone version of Titan's Return Galvatron.
Oh, right. Hang on. I thought that was... Because Open and Play, they don't do knockoffs.
No. And this is the weird thing.
I'm lost now.
It's in a weird in-betweeny point because it is kind of a knockoff, but they've remolded a massive amount of it. The only thing that isn't a remold is the barrel... and from the knees down, everything else seems to be completely newly sculpted.
Oh, right.
So it's basically I'll see if I can find an image of it. It's
No,
basically...
I know it. I'm thinking about it now. I know what it looks like. It's just, I'm just trying to remember. Did it come out first, or did Big Spring?
Big Spring came out first, then this Galvatron came out, because we talked about people buying it, or I saw people talking about buying it at TFCon Canada, I think. He doesn't come in a box, he comes in a baggie, which is really bizarre.
Right.
And the baggie has, Galvatron's face kind of drawn on it and whatnot, so it's a way to knock down the shipping cost and just cost in general. I like this guy. Like, there were aspects about the Titans Return Galvatron that I thought were neat, but there were too many things that pulled it down and made it really irritating. Mainly, obviously, the Headmaster gimmick was fucking atrocious, and it ruined the figure. I talked about it on the show before, that the only way I'd buy that figure if I got the Renderforms Galvatron head, so you could remove it and give him a proper Galvatron face. And that, like, if I just bought that would have cost probably the same amount as getting this guy. And this guy is upscaled. He's a leader size. He's made of a better plastic. And they've remolded him to look more like the cartoon. And they gave him the face sculpt's really nice. It's really good. My only issue, I suppose, with it is he is like the standard purple. And I was hoping I'd prefer it if they went for the movie colors. Because you know how Galvatron kind of floats between quite a few different shades of purple and lilac.
Yeah.
I'm always more of a fan of the more bluey, lilac-y movie version of him than the just straight solid purple Galvatron. But it's not a huge complaint. It's not a huge complaint at all. It's just one of those things. They also took out the jet mode, so he doesn't have the big stupid cockpit hanging off of his back. I think it might be nice if that could have been like another accessory that you could give him, so he still could do that mode. But apart from that, I'm really enamored with this guy. He's super expressive. His hands open, and you can get him to point his finger. So I put up a few pictures of him calling people rude words, and then pointing at the camera, and then saying I was a rude word. And he turns into a fairly decent cannon, just like the Titans Return figure did. And that's it. That's all I got this week. It's been a decent haul. Been lots of Transformers. It's been nice to play with some new Transformers as well after all this time. I've been enjoying myself, Mr. Mikey. Oh yes, I have.
Good man.
And it's all on topic as well. I still need to grab myself a Blitzwing, which I'll probably be doing from Kapow, because it's after Octane, it just makes me go, it's not worth getting it from Japan. Especially if they're going to bump up the prices, it's going to cost about the same, and I'd get it faster if I just get it from Kapow anyway. And if there are any problems, it'll be easier to sort them out with Kapow. So I'll just go that way in the not too distant future. But yeah, I think that'll do me for this week. I haven't done anything else of real excitement that's worth mentioning, but all these figures, I've had no problems with them. They're all fun for the price and for just what they are as well. Go out and get them if you're interested, or if you don't have them, or if you do have them, good for you. Mr. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to, of course?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo, on YouTube as GWolf3. You can find me on palonerd.wordpress.com. You can find me over the Old Oil House occasionally. And don't forget, you can send us an email at themoonbase2@gmail.com. We're still looking for suggestions for our April anniversary. We've had a couple, and there's some actually pretty good ones. As I said a couple of weeks ago, one is just basically us putting ourselves through some form of self-harm, but I might still do it just for the laugh. But yeah, keep suggestions coming. We'd love to hear from you. You can send them on the email. You can send them to either of us via the Twitter. You can send them to the Moonbase2 Twitter. Just get anything you can out there. We'd love to have some opinions, because we're terrible when it comes to creativity.
How long do they have until we have to just ignore them?
I'd say mid-March, mid to late March.
Mid-March-ish. There you go. I thought we should try and get a somewhat floaty date in at the very least, so it gives you an idea.
Yeah. So keep them coming, not you, Nicole.
No,
your suggestions are just like horrible sexual positions, and I'm sorry, we're not ready for that.
That sounds about right for Nicole.
Yeah. But yeah, Andy, what about you?
There was one thing I wanted to quickly mention about the Overlord figure, because I just remembered it. The Giga head, like the actual arms, like there's nothing wrong with them initially, but if you lift them up and spread them out slightly, one of his arms pops off fairly easily. For the little Titan
cooking
Master.
hand.
It is, probably, from where he flips all the fried rice and all the other ramen stuff. That's my only problem, and it sounds like from Brickinator, Mark, that his has the same issue. It's not just mine. It's one of those things that the way that the arm's sculpted, maybe it's the ball joint socket isn't sculpted in deep enough to get a good grip in there.
It's
or
possible.
Something like that. But yeah, that's the issue that I had with him, and I just remembered. But you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr, CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW, and you can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, on Twitter and iTunes, on Facebook, on Libsyn, on all those places, and RSS feeds. I think that's most of them, at least, anyway, that I've mentioned.
Yeah.
And like Mikey said, please send us in some questions so we can answer some stuff if you like. Might make things interesting on those episodes where we don't have anything to talk about for that week. That's what we'll save them up for, effectively. And if you want to help out the show, you can head over to patreon.com/moonbase2. And if you do $2 each month, you can get things like the extended version of From the Files of Teletran 2, which we will be recording at some point this week. Yes, Mr. Mikey?
Yeah, probably Thursday.
Coolios. You'll get that a week early, and you'll get the extended version where we talk about ROM versus Transformers. I'm used to saying that.
You wish. You wish.
Transformers versus Visionaries, or is it Visionaries versus Transformers?
I think that's the semantics I'm not really going to sweat about.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So that's on the extended version, and you also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, which this month, when I edit it and have time to do it, will be on the 2011's Thundercats, which I did with Mr. Jai. Pretty Jai. And you can find all my nonsense and all that kind of jazz on the ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to go there as well for stuff. Are we done then, Mr. Mikey?
I think so.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining me this week, Mikey, and we will catch you all in the next few days. 7, to be precise.
So far.
You are now leaving